Next is advantages of EHV transmission system. So first advantage is reduction in the current. So how the reduction in current takes place? So as you know, all of you know, power transmitted through a transmission line is given by, in a three-phase AC circuit, is given by P equal to root 3 VI cos phi. So this V is nothing but it is a transmission voltage. This V is nothing but it is a transmission voltage. I, it is the current. I, it is the load current. Then cos phi is the load power factor. So power is given by root 3 V I cos phi. From this power equation, we can find out the load current. That will be I will be given by P divided by root 3 V cos phi. So for a constant power, from this expression it is clear that if P is remain constant and power factor is constant, if I go on increasing the voltage, the current level goes on decreasing. If I go on increasing the voltage, this current value will go on decreasing, and with the increase in the transmission voltage, this load current decreases, and due to decrease in the load current, there will be decrease in the loss of power. So second is the reduction in the losses. So power loss is given by W, let us say it is a power loss that is given by 3I square R. This is a copper loss, or this is also called as a variable loss, and this loss is given by W equal to 3I square R. In previous slide we have seen that I is calculated as P divided by root 3 V cos phi. So I will put the value of this I in this equation. So it becomes 3 in bracket P divided by root 3 V cos phi bracket square into R. So it becomes P square R divided by V square cos square phi. Again, if you see, this V square comes in the denominator of the equation. So P is the power loss. So P is the total power. W is the power loss. If I go on increasing this value of the voltage, then the W will go on decreasing because it is inversely proportional to the square of the voltage. So from the above equation, it is seen that power loss in a line is inversely proportional to the square of the transmission voltage. So the greater is the transmission voltage, lesser will be the transmission loss. So we will say that as there is an increase in the transmission voltage, there will be decrease in the power loss of the line. Third is a reduction in volume of conductor material required. So as the transmission line requires the conductor, so W, that is loss of power, is given by P square into R divided by V square into cos square phi. P is the total power, R is the resistance of the line, V transmission voltage, and power factor. So as you know, the resistance can be given as, or resistance can be found out by using the equation R equal to rho L upon A. What is the rho? Rho is the resistivity of the line, L is the length of the line, and A is the cross sectional area of the line. So use this equation of R in this equation. So it becomes W equal to P square divided by V square into cos square phi. It is as it is, and instead of R, or I am putting for R, it is rho L upon A. So if I combine this, this will become W equal to P square rho L upon V square cos square phi into A. And for area, if I calculate the equation or simplify the equation for this area, I am getting area as a P square rho L divided by W V square into cos square phi. So this is the cross sectional area of the conductor. From cross sectional area, we can find out the volume of the conductor, and that volume of the conductor material is required is given by 3 into area of the conductor into length of the line. So 3 into area of the conductor. This will be area of the conductor, P square rho L divided by W V square cos square phi, which we have derived here. I have used this equation here, into L. Let us say L, capital L is the total length of the line, conductor of the line. So this becomes 3 P square rho L square divided by W V square cos square phi. Again, if you see this equation, this V comes in the denominator of the line, the denominator of this equation, and this is the volume of the conductor material required is inversely proportional to the square of the voltage. So it is inversely proportional to the square of the voltage. If you go on increasing the voltage, the volume of the conductor material required will be go on decreasing. So higher the voltage, lesser will be the conductor material required, lesser will be the volume of the conductor material required. So these are the advantages of the EHV AC transmission line. So decrease in voltage drop and improvement in the voltage regulation. So voltage drop is given by 3 into IR. 3 I into R is the voltage drop, as it is a 3-phase line, so it is given by 3 into IR. So reduction in the current due to increase in the voltage drop of the line reduces. That is, we are decreasing the current, that is, with the increase in the voltage there will be decrease in the current, and as there is a decrease in the current, the voltage drop across the line will be decreased, because it is given by 3 into I into R. And if you see the voltage regulation will be given by voltage drop divided by the sending end voltage into 100. If I go on decreasing the voltage drop, or voltage drop decreases due to increase in the transmission voltage, then overall voltage regulation will be improved, or you will get a good voltage regulation with the increase in the voltage value. Then efficiency, increase in the transmission efficiency. So transmission efficiency is given by output power divided by the input power into 100. So output power is nothing but it is the difference between input power and the power losses. Input power minus power losses will be the output power. These are the power losses which are taking place through the length of the line or through the transmission line. So this equation can be written as simplified as input power minus power loss divided by the input power into 100, or it is 1 minus power loss divided by the input power into 100. So power loss are decreasing. Power losses are decreasing. We have seen in the previous slide, due to increase in the transmission efficiency, power loss will be decreased, and due to decrease in the power loss, this term is going to decrease, and it is 1 minus this into 100. So with the increase in the transmission line voltage, power loss gets reduced, and due to decrease in the power loss, due to reduction in the power loss, the transmission efficiency will be increased. Next advantage is increased in power handling capacity. So power transmitted over a transmission line is given by P equal to Vs Vr divided by X into sin delta. This is a power transfer equation in power system. If we assume that Vs equal to Vr, that is sending end voltage equal to receiving end voltage. Vs stand for sending end voltage, Vr stand for receiving voltage. Then power transmitted is proportional to the square of the voltage, and as power is directly proportional to the square of the voltage, is there is an increase in the voltage, the power handling capacity will be increased. Power handling capacity will be increased. Then some other advantages are the number of circuits and the land requirement reduces as transmission voltage increases. The total line cost per MW per kilometer decreases considerably with the increase in the line voltage. The operation with EHV AC voltage is simple and can be adapted easily and naturally to the synchronously operating AC system. The equipments used in the EHV AC system are simple and reliable without need of high technology. The lines can be easily tapped and extended with simple control of power flow in the network. So these are the some of the advantages of the AC electrical power system or EHV AC transmission.